different today. A little bit angled. Hello, Karen. Oh, I'm a little bit sideways, but never mind. Hello, Karen. Hello, Linda. Oh, Karen, you've been quilting today. Quilt today. Oh, lovely. Fantastic. Hello, Kate. Hello, Linda. Linda says hello to everyone. And there's Sadie and Diane. Hello. Oh, I've been busy today as well. I haven't been making a quilt as much as I would love to. Hello, Debbie. Oh, Kate says hello to me and everyone. Hello, darling, as we say. Yes, it's a very hot day again. I've had to shut one of the doors because it was blowing things everywhere. Oh, Mary, you loved my parcels. Oh, well, I hadn't had notification that they were coming. Hi, Sadie. Hello, Erica. And hello, Andrea. Andrea says hello to everyone. And so I didn't expect them till Monday. And hello, Bridget. Hello, Denise. Denise says hello to everyone. Yes, when he said, come and have a look, I said, what's wrong? Is it bad? He goes, well. And then to see all that, I knew exactly what it was, but I can't remember exactly what's in there. Hi, Bridget. Bridget says hi to everyone. And there's Jill watching too. And Debbie says afternoon, everyone. How are we all? I hope we're all still well. And there's Deborah watching as well. I imagine she's been sewing. Hi, Lindsay. Lindsay says hello to everyone. And Josie's there and Barbara's there. Good afternoon. Oh, Sharon, hi to you and everyone. Still think Tilda there. Well, it might be, but it might not be. Hello, Sandy. Hi, Di. And everyone else from very hot Somerset. Love the colour. Oh, it was just go because I'm a different way on. Hi, Penny. Hello, Sue. Hello, Josie. I didn't want it clinging around my midriff, so it's nice and loose. Hello, Linda. Put my feet up. Oh, you're putting your feet up. Lovely. Hello, Pollyanne. Just back in time. Hello, Shirley. Hello, Jeanette. Sally says good afternoon, all. It's lovely this time of day, isn't it? I mean, the sun is still shining and it is still warm, but yeah, it's just relaxed time. And I think I have been well up till about 3 o'clock, and then I thought, oh, Bridget's making a pizza while watching, and we'll have pins. Now today I can't actually reach the button very well because I'm in a different position, aren't I? So hello, Margaret says good afternoon on another hot day. Oh, Lizzie says, granddaughter says thank you for the lunch bag that I won. Oh, good. She absolutely loves it. Oh, that's lovely. Hello, Rosemary. Good afternoon, Jeanette. I've decided on, oh, let me see if I can reach that on the machine. Oh, Jeanette's having a new machine. Oh, hi, Sharon. You're back on nights again tonight, double shifts. Oh, no. You always get me through it before my 8 till 8 shift. Oh, good. I hope it gets your mind buzzing so that although you can concentrate on what you're working on, or I don't know where you work, but yeah, to have something nice to think about as well. So that's good. Hello, Pamela. Pamela said that hello to everyone. I must say your parcels look very interesting. Yes. Well, when it was, yeah, it's not that much. It cost a lot of money, but you know, you've bought all that fabric, so I have to replace it. And I can remember some of it, and there's actually a little bit of Christmas in there because although it seems very, well, it is June on Monday, isn't it? And with my next show on Hochanda, which, because I did this other one on Thursday, which took a couple of my projects for then, I've got to replace those projects. So close your ears if you don't want to hear, but I might just dabble just the odd thing in Christmas. Because once upon a time, I don't know if you remember, it used to be Christmas in July. And you're teasing us with all the fabric behind you. Yes. It's got lower. It used to be packed, and it used to have 2 rows. So what you can see there is on the back row, and I used to have 2 lots, which I have to this side as well, because I have it open when I'm working with it and taking bits of this in and out, and then I cover it as well. But yeah, so I did need to order some more fabric, and so I've got some Christmassy fabric in there as well. Can't remember exactly what it was like. I know there's something butterflies, and I do remember that, and I think there's some, yeah, I went a little bit crazy because I needed it. I know. Let's see. Hello, Helen. What's Sally doing? She's making more birthday gifts. Tissue cover and face wipe cover. Oh, well done you. Pollyann says, relax. No way. Got to get the frozen stuff away. So you'll have to stay in the kitchen with me. That's all right. I've had my little bit of ice cream. It was so hot in here, and I think I only had 7 different projects on Thursday, so I have got 4 of them done now. So they will be packed by husband tomorrow when he's done his bit with the fabric sale, and I will then be doing the big one, which is all those lunch bag box kits, because I did double my stock, and they went. So I know I've still got a lot of work to do, a lot of cutting, but there's a lot already done. Rosemary says hello to everyone. Hope we're all okay today. Patricia says similarly. Hello everybody. I tell you what I need to do. I need to get my laptop, which I bought about a year ago, and I hardly ever use it. But if I had my laptop here, then I could scroll through like everybody else does. But I think the battery might be flat at the minute, but I'll have to give that a go. And the only reason I'm this way round is because I'm going to be working with no machine today, and I'm hoping that I can lower it down so you can see exactly what I'm doing. That is the plan. Oh, Sandy's making gluten-free pizza tonight. Does that mean calorie-free as well? No, not really. I know, it's a good idea. Hi Maggie, hope the weather isn't too hot for me. It is a little bit, but I won't complain, because I'd rather it was like this than rainy and cold and windy. I don't like windy. Hello Kim. Kim says hello to everyone watching. Oh, Sally says Christmas, lovely. Oh, that's good. Well, it will be June the 13th is when I'm on. So this has changed as well, because I think I was saying yesterday, they've got a little event that goes on for probably 5 days. That's what they usually do with the wheel deal. So every show, they spin the wheel and it lands on something, which could be, it could be free postage for everybody. It could be freedom discount for everybody, which is like 20%. It could be £5 off your next order, or that, or I don't know. There's all sorts of things on there. And the buyer there said to me, would you like to be in that set, those 5 days? But it just meant bringing it forward by 4 days. That's right, it was going to be the 17th, but now it's the 13th. So it just crams all that time that I've got to get things done. But I am a lastminute.com, and I work better when I have got a deadline that's imminent. So whenever you're ordering things, lovely ladies, don't say to me, oh, there's no rush, because if I don't do it straight away, sometimes it gets forgotten, and I don't like that at all. So just say, as and when, so then I will do it. Oh, how did my quiz night go, Bridget? It was really good. I feel now, this Zoom thing, I mean, Victoria, when she had done our shopping, I passed her the iPad, and she actually set it up for me, so I don't really know that bit of it. But I managed to, well, I started off in here, and then, I don't know why, but I went through and I sat in the cool, in the study, on my own, and it was really good. But I let them mute themselves. I didn't touch too much, but I just wonder if I might be able to do some things class-wise. I just don't know how much you would be able to see when, I suppose it depends on the angle of the camera. So I need to have a practice. We'll have a free trial run, and and then if I do decide, I'll upgrade to the Pro so that it can be for a couple of hours. But so many people are doing it now, aren't they? So we'll see, we'll see. Hi Trudy, hi Joy. Love the butterflies and owls. Where can you see butterflies and owls? In here. I have butterfly. Oh yes, I see. You love butterfly. Yes. No, there weren't any owls. Owls seem to have just faded. They've been in for a long, long time. There's still some bits, but I didn't see any. Hello, Anne. She says hello, everyone. Hope it's all good with me. It is indeed. Thank you. Hi, Susie. Oh yes, Karen. We've just spoken about that, didn't we? 2 lunch bags for me. Should have had all 3. Oh, did you order 2 of them? Oh. Oh, I think there was one lady, I won't mention names, and I don't think she looks, or she might do, but I think she bought the whole show because it was a very, very long list. So unless, I mean, sometimes people can buy for other people as well, but she obviously liked what she saw. So Andrea got your Odif waterproof gel, so I've got some fabric with that on, see if what it's like. Never used it before. Yes, I have used it before. What would I say? I would say rather than put a thick layer, put 2 thinner layers. So spread it all over, something like an old credit card, or there might be a gizmo to use with it, I don't know. And whether you let it dry before the next coat, but I would say try and get an even layer as well. And it is quite good. It is quite good. The only thing I felt with it, as long as it's small things, so if it was a little a bathroom pouch or something like that, fine. But I couldn't imagine doing it to a jacket or something really big. But then I'm impatient, you see. So, but yes, it is pretty good. Water resistant, yes. Oh, Sharon, you work in the MI care home. Very worrying times at the moment. Yes, all the more reason to watch you. Oh, that's good. My daughter works in a care home as well, a nursing home. And I think she said the other day they thought they had the first COVID patient, but they didn't. So it's all good. But they made sure they had all the proper PPE. And that was quite, I thought, oh, you know, I give credit and I admire everybody in the NHS and in care homes and in all of those key areas, because I think if I were them, I mean, perhaps that's why I'm not a nurse, because I don't like blood and I don't like sick, so that I'd be just no good at all. And but if I were, I think I wouldn't want to go to work. But I think that's why I'm not a nurse, because it appears that most still carry on. So oh, let's see what Lindsay's doing. Those lunch bags. Yes, you did say that, didn't you? Have you thought about doing a Christmas mud cozy for the night before? Hot chocolate and marshmallow. Oh, and the Santa sacks from yesterday. Oh, where's my pen? I've got it written down here. Oh, you are so lovely. You see, I need little ideas like this because, yes. I wondered actually if the lunchbox bags could be a present container as well. You know, like I did the festive gift boxes last year. I don't know that everybody has seen them, so I might do something on that vein but slightly different. But then you've got a gift yet again with your gift inside and something that will just carry on and on. So yes, that is an amazing idea, Andrea. I totally agree. Oh, Deborah's watching on the TV today. Oh dear. So yes, we could practice Zoom. Yes. But I say I shall have to, so I think it's about 40 minutes is the norm. So I can just upgrade it. I mean, hi Rebecca. So well worth it for, you know, not thinking and looking at your watch all the time. Oh, it's got to that time. I've got to wrap it up now. Oh, who's that? Oh, this is really, oh, I'm pushing the table and that's it. It's just too far away. Oh, it was an old credit card. That's it, we're back. Did that freeze on a small zip pouch? Yeah, good idea there, Andrea. Kate, what you do, I don't know what I'd do without you. I really don't, Kate. Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Oh, I was going to say a couple of things, wasn't I? Can't think what that might be. Oh, one of the things is, somebody asked me earlier, how do you make bias binding? So I thought before I do the flowers, that's a brilliant idea, we'll have a go at Christmas lunch bag. Yes, Carol. Yes, I might do that as a kit, Carol. I might. Okay, so if you keep, well, you can talk to me, but you keep your little idea to yourself. Oh, we could share it here, couldn't we? The lunchboxes in Christmas fabrics with Christmas shortbread. Oh, you're making me hungry again, Lindsay. Yes, wouldn't it just be? Yes, that is done. That is done. And I've already got some Christmas fabrics anyway, Macau ones, which are beautiful, and I've got loads of it. But I think I told you before that I'm glad I did get loads of it, because they can't get any more of the Christmas fabric. So what was pre-ordered I have, and I can't get any more. Sale tomorrow. Yes, Sally, it's sale tomorrow. 11 o'clock. I think I have put a post out there. So 11 o'clock, same place, same time, different day. Well, no, yeah, 2 weeks after the event. And I'll say now, when I said I'd do them fortnightly, but the next one, I was only thinking today, will actually have to be 3 weeks time, I'm afraid. Only that, if I am 2 weeks time, is the 14th. Matching the mug cozies. Oh, Lindsay, you've really got your thinking cap on, haven't you? Yeah. Wonderful, thank you. It will just coincide. I'll have a Chandra on the Saturday and then the sale on the Sunday. And I just think I will be, the parcels are getting there slower anyway, but I would just be absolutely inundated and not knowing what to do first. So I thought if I delay the next one for a week so that I can get the Chandra orders out of the way and concentrate fully on you. So let me see what I can do. Let's just lower this down a little bit because I want you to see the table. Whoops. Okay. And it doesn't matter if you can't see me anymore, but I'm just going to try and flip this down just a little. Oh yes, we can see. Oh, that's better. See, this is the bit I don't want you to see. So that's nice and floaty. Okay, so bias binding. Somebody asked me only today, how do I make bias binding? So I said, I will do a quick little demo on how you make bias binding. So, just move my buttons out of the way. This is what, let me give you a sneaky peek. There's the little flowers we're going to be doing in a minute. But I'll put them aside. So, bias binding. Bias binding is that when with the fabric, you have a straight grain of the fabric. Now, one can tell by the stretch. So this way is the straight grain, because I can feel that doesn't stretch at all. So that's where your straight grain is, and your warp threads go down here. And then across, there's a little bit of stretch, which is the weft, and to remember it easily, the weft goes from right to left, and therefore the warp is up and down. So the bias is diagonally across. Can you see the stretch on that? As opposed to, there's a little bit of give that way, but nowhere near this way. So bias binding, you would use always when you're going around a curve, because otherwise, if it's cut on the straight grain, it doesn't move, it doesn't bend, and that flexibility of being cut on the bias and that stretch means that it will fit round there beautifully. So, having worked out where your straight grain is, so it's here, we want to cut this at 45 degrees. So the easiest way is by using a ruler for accuracy, because, let me get a piece of paper, let's take this down, we put this here. You've got 60 degrees, the 60 there, 45 is in the middle, that angle, and 30 degrees down here. Okay, So what we need to do, we're working with the 45-degree angle because that's halfway. You remember from school days, this angle here is 90 degrees, and therefore 45 is half of that, and that is diagonal. What we need to do is line that 45 degrees up with, there is my 45, and we line it. I'm going to move this mat around so that I can cut away from me, but I'm lining that 45 degrees here with that. I could have got a bigger mat, couldn't I, but I haven't. Right, because we can always move it. So I've lined the 45 degrees with the straight edge, and then all I'm going to do is cut. So always cutting away from you. Let's just see if, oh yes, oh that's right. So because the fabric is too long, I can just pull that back onto the mat, realign the edge of my ruler, and just finish off that cut. So if you have bought, this was a small piece of fabric, but if you have bought a meterage, so you've got the whole width of the fabric that is folded, you do need to open it out, because if you were, let me show you on this bit. Let's pretend this is really big and it's folded. So again, I'm going to put this to the side just for a minute, but I'll show you where one could go wrong. So you say your fabric's too big for your cutting mat, so I'll fold it. So having folded it, now I'll find my 45-degree line, and I'm going to put it along this straight edge. Let's turn this around again. So I'll put that along my, oh, let's do it, it's along this edge here. Pretend that is a full piece of fabric. So I've got my 45-degree here, so I am cutting my 45. So you think, I've got a lovely bias strip here, but you haven't. So, I mean, let me carry that on. So my next step would be to cut my bias now. I want strips of it. So I would just turn that around, and now I can line just my vertical lines with the edge. Let's do a 1-inch bias strip. So this is what we would do. Push that to the side. So there's my bias strip, lovely. I folded it, but look what happens. That's because it was folded. So always remember, on larger pieces of fabric, don't fold for your first cut. You must open it out. So here we are. So going back to the correct piece that I have cut. So here is my bias edge. You can see that stretch. What we need to do now is just cut more strips perpendicular to that. So if I were a bigger mat, I would try and turn it round, because we are then going to line up, let's go say they're 1 inch. Yes, because I was going to show you something else, but let's say they're 1-inch strips, so I can cut lots. So I just line the 1-inch line on my ruler with my bias edge, and then just carry on cutting. So there's one strip. Now, if this was a lot bigger, you could now fold this in half along that bias edge. So that's absolutely fine. Line up that bias edge, and we can still cut through both layers. And this time, that is the correct way. So we haven't got that V, that boomerang effect. So from there, what you then need, I could only find this one. This is a bias binding maker. So this one is a 1-inch one, and I probably need, let me see if I can cut just to show you. You need a 2-inch wide strip. Oh, that one's a bit, no, that's shorter. Let's cut a 2-inch strip. It isn't going to be that long, but this is just a little additional for those that have never cut or used bias binding. So what we do, we feed in our fabric, and I could actually, you see that back, you see there's a back there, and we feed that little bit there. Now it's hard to get it through, but seam ripper, or a pair of scissors, something else, just to poke it through, and it starts to come out that end. And then, can you see how that, when you pull it through, it's forming the bias binding? So I will just quickly put my iron on, because I've got the ironing pad there. It makes me look a little bit organised having things here. So always, never do your ironing onto a cutting mat. I mean, you probably know that anyway, but, and what I'll do again, remember, so this is where you can actually see that end there. That's where it's going to fold it around. So it has to go, and you want it to go with the wrong side in. So just poke that into there. If I turn it around, you can see it may, or it has just poked itself through, but you can always use a little pair, a pokey tool, a seam ripper, a little pair of scissors, just to pull it through, and then turn it back to the other way. And what you want to see is that this, the bias bit here is about in the middle. You don't want it all pulling over to one side. So you just hold it. So I'll start roughly here, because what we do is we will start, wait till that just comes out. That's it. Can you see that there? That's coming out together. And all you would do is keep your iron on there, and then, oh, it's not coming out, that's it. Just start it off, and then have your iron, and then very slowly, let's do it this way so you can see, very slowly, just pull that back a little bit at a time, and back a bit more, so that your iron is practically on the, there you see, I can see that's pulling a little bit that way. So you'd have lots of fabric out this side, and then as it comes through, there we are, and you just move your iron along. When it comes to the end, it usually does move a little bit, but you'd have a long length, really. Oh, I scorched that a bit. So there you have then your bias binding, which you can see the stretch, and you just fold it over, and for it to go around your whatever project you're doing. So I was just going to show you one other thing. Now this, I won't show you it working today because I haven't used it for a little while, but this is, just put down here, this is a bias binding maker. I wonder how many of you have got these. Let's just have a look. Has anybody got a bias binding maker? Look at that. So this seam ripper, this bias binding maker, it just clips into, you just slot it under there, and it just clips into the back there. And as long as you have, it's a Simplicity, sure it's Simplicity machine, but so are the bias binding tools here. This is a 1-inch one, but you can get them right down as small as a ½ an inch, and it will take all of them as long as it's got this little clip. Let's just pull that out. There we are. That little clip there, as long as it's got that at the back, because some don't. Some have a little metal, like a little ring that you hold on to when you pull it back. But the ones with a little clip are specifically for this as well. And what happens is you, where do we go? We feed, that's right. So this, there's a roller here, and you start your tape, or your, where have I got a bit here? What we do, you fold that or push that through there, and then you wrap it around here. Oh, that was the wrong bit, but you wrap it around, and then that sits, let's move it in here, that sits in there, and then it comes over here. That's the wrong way around, it should be that way. Feeds into the back, and under here, let's see, I haven't got this off it, that's it. This is like a little hot plate. So this heats up, I haven't plugged it in, and you press the white button for it to run, and then this roller rotates here and pulls it through. So while it is under here, that's it, I'm just clicking it in place, that's right. So it goes through the back here, comes through here, and as it's pulled through, the roller pulls it through, and it presses all of your bias binding, or all the strip into a bias binding strip. Isn't that amazing? I've had that quite a long time, and I haven't used it much or for a long time, but it is really good. So I hope that was okay. Well, thank you so much for your instructions on everything. Oh, you're welcome, Val. I don't mind at all. Oh, you've got one, have you, Maggie? Oh, they're great, aren't they? Let's just see what. As I say, I must get the laptop down by the side of me, then I can see. So what I was going to show you today is how to make these little flowers. So there's two ways, or there's two different styles, the pointy ones and the rounded ones, and they are both made with circles. Oh, I did need my iron. Let's bring my iron back again. So we will do, let's do the pointy one first. So you can do whatever size circle you like. I've just got some more, I've got some purple ones. I just picked up anything I could find. And you can see how perfect these circles are. It's because I use a die cutting machine. So if you ever decide to buy a die cutting machine, such as a Big Shot, that has those big dies, the thick dies that cut fabric beautifully, the first die I would ever go for, and I've always suggested, is a circle die. Whatever size, or as many sizes you can get, but you will never cut by hand a circle as good as you will through a die cutting machine. So I have lots of different size circles because you'll always need them. And you can get, there's one particular die that has 3 different sizes on, which is what I used here anyway. And this was just a middle-sized one, I think. I think I had some smaller ones, but I think the wind took them away and they, never mind. Anyhow, let's do one like the pointy one. So you can see the pointy one's got 6 petals and the rounded one's got 5. So it's entirely up to you. I'm just thinking, where's my needle gone? Oh, there. Oh, I'll use that one. No. Okay, we'll find it in a minute. So, what we do first of all, let's take 5. So we'll take 5, or I might do 6 for this one because they don't take that long. All we need to do is to iron these circles in half. So it doesn't matter where you start with a circle because it's the same all the way around, but just make sure the raw edges align. Have I got it on? Oh, no, I haven't got it on. There we are. It felt warm from before. Okay, so there is one. But once we've folded it once, we need to fold it again. So then along that folded edge and just aligning those curved edges. So we do that with 6 of them. And the other one, I'll do that at the same time so I don't have to keep getting the iron back again. The other one is only to use pressed once. So 1, 2. It's a bit warm under there. Gets a bit hot. If you've got any of those little, like a thimblette, like bank cashiers used to use, the rubber ones that you put on your fingers, they're quite good when you're using, because this mat does get quite hot because it keeps all the heat. That's why it presses so well. Doesn't need very much press at all. Nice hot iron, and that's beautifully folded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 I think we have. And you must get those raw edges aligned perfectly, because that will, if they don't, it doesn't go together very well, or you'll have raw edges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. This is quite therapeutic, and sitting down at it as well. It's the only ironing I like to do when it's got something to do with patchwork or crafting. Okay, so, oh, I've still got some more there. So we'll do it at the same colour, but we'll do this in, this will be the circular, or the rounded edge one. So again, but these ones just press in half. 1, 2, 3. And if you don't like hand sewing, it is purely a running stitch, and it is really very easy. You can't, I don't think you can actually go wrong. You see, even when I'm folding these, it doesn't matter where you start to fold, because it's a circle, it will always stay in the same place. It will always be a perfect fold. Okay, so there we have. So I don't need any more ironing. So we're going to start with the pointy one. The pointy one is the one that where you make where you fold it in half and then in half again. So we're going to stitch around this curved edge. So thread, and what I did have earlier and I haven't now, one of the best, yeah, that's not as long. I had a lovely needle here, and it is long. Oh, please don't, oh, it's a pin. Bother, that's my doodah. No, I obviously moved it when I... So a long needle and a sharp needle is really good. Is that what, yes, that will be all right. So I use double thread because we are going to be drawing it up. So there's lots of ways of making a knot, which you need to do, but I do it like that. I roll it around my finger and then roll my finger down, and it pulls that to a nice knot at the end. So I just trim off that, because we need a good firm knot, otherwise it will come undone. So all I'm going to do is an even running stitch around the edge. So I like to start on the top, so we're going through all those layers, and just pull together as many, or pierce the needle in as many times as you can before pulling it through, and try and keep them probably 1/8 of an inch from the edge, and try and keep them as even as you can. Don't need to actually draw them up at the minute. Just make sure the thread, this was a polyester thread, and I think polyester thread is good, but just make sure it draws up well. So then, and this has worked out really nicely, I want it also to end up with the needle coming out. So I went in from the top, and then I come out on the top edge as well. So having done that, then you can pull that up a little bit just to see what it's going to look like. And you can see already it looks quite pretty. So you don't cut your thread. You take the next one, and starting on the top, and then just in and out all the way around 1/8 of an inch from the edge. So this one, because it's going through 4 layers, is a little bit more. So now with my other needle, it would have actually, let's push that down, it would have actually easily gone, did that. It would have easily gone through those. You see it's starting to take shape already. And then take the next one. So this one I'm going to have 6. So you can see, you can get an even stitch by just bringing the needle up and down. Can you see that okay? That's down a little bit like that. Up and down, up. Just pull that one through, and then just go down and then up before the end. So as I said, it's good that it comes up, so it's all going in the same direction. Oh, I'll tell you what else I meant to say, and it's happened fortunately. Make sure I started, can you see that's where that fold edge is, where there's 2 pieces, and there, and there. Make sure you pick it up the same each time. So, what did I do? Oh, that's right. So I'm starting with that open fold there. That's where I'm starting close to me and stitching. So if you do it the same, if you start from the other edge, that's fine, but just make sure you do the same with all of them, because otherwise you'll notice that it does look a little bit different, because some are one way and some another. So again, I'm just going to push that down to help it through. See, that's 4. So here again, make sure that fold is facing me, and going in at the top and around about 1/8 of an inch from the edge, and I can just, oh no, that's not so good. I'll do a bit longer there, because it must come out on the top, and push down, and again there is my one. I've got the open folds towards me. I should count how many stitches. If you try and get the same number of stitches, you get those folds that look totally even. Okay, I haven't there, and then back out there. So by pushing the end of the needle, it just makes it easier to come through. So now, starting with the very first one, just make sure that's pulled up and go along your row, just pulling them together so they're all evenly spaced. And you see, by doing the same amount of stitches, you're getting the even pleats all around there. So what I like to do, because I want to join this bit to here, but if I just go to stitch it now, it starts to open there. So what I tend to do, get it pulled up as much as you can and hold that end there and just give a little stitch. So you're actually anchoring the pleats in there. So now when I go to stitch this together, that's not going to pull apart. So I will just come under there, because this all is going to be hidden in the middle anyway, and just pull that together, and let's just go down into a pleat on the other side, just to hold that, just so it's firmly together. You can see that's where we started, and try not to go into your finger. I don't know that I've ever demonstrated anything by hand before, but it's one of those things, give it a go. Okay, so I've done 2 or 3 stitches there, and then on the back I'll just do a few more, because I haven't covered the back of the ones I've already done, but what I would do with the back is I would put a felt circle over the top. So all I'm doing here to knot is just putting it through, put my thread through, and I think I've done 3 there. 3 or 4 knots just to make absolutely secure. And then you can just fold this around, just pull them out. But let's push those out of the way. So how easy and perfect is that? Do you like? Oh, that's okay, Sheila. You can watch me later, yes. That's my homework tonight. Oh, you do a knot, do you, Linda? Yes, like me. Shopping list gets longer. I know. Yes, the silicone finger guards, I've got some somewhere. Yes, because you have them on your fingers, and when the iron comes to it, even when if you're using steam, the times, so I'm making a handle or a strap, and the times, because I like to use steam, and the times it goes at my fingers, and it's just, but if you have those silicone fingers on, it is really, really good. It protects them. So from there, all I did, you could decorate the centres. I've seen some beautiful diamante type centres that could be buttons, but and buttons with a shank are good for this, because usually when we're using a button as a decoration and it's got a shank, we actually chop it off, don't we, with some pliers or whatever. But with this, you don't. No, that's a bit. I have a big with a shank on this. It can just go through the centre. Just wonder if I've got anything that goes. All these buttons. Do you remember when we bought bags of buttons, which I don't know what I want really. Bags of buttons, and they were all mixed, and I don't think you could ever get more than one. No, that's a bit small. I wanted one that was a little bit different. Let's just have a look in here. This is from How to Look at Theirs. Right, so I've got some more that are different colours. Oh, that one's a bit nicer. But if you, what I've done with this other one, like here, it was a large button, and I didn't want to sew it because behind there's a hole. So you've got nowhere for it to go. So I put another button in the top, and I've actually very naughtily glued it to it. Oh, that's quite nice, I wonder. So I like layering. Oh yeah, I like that. That will do, otherwise I could spend forever doing that. So this, now I put this on earlier, and that is stuck firm. I put that on probably what are we now? Oh, well, perhaps an hour ago now. It was about 10 past, 4:15. And what I was using, I said to you about this the other day, it's a hemline glue, but because I like the Gutermann H2, and I think this is as good as. So all I did here was I just put a little bit of glue. It's like a clear, it's got a bit of a smell. It's not dreadful. Let me just, yeah, there is a smell, but it's not really, really bad. And so I've just put it around the edge of those pleats, and then I put a bit on the back of the button, just around, well, all over that one because it just did, and then just pop that on the top and just press that down. Actually, that looks nice as it is. Perhaps I won't. I quite fancy putting a bit of bling in there as well, so I might leave that like that because I think that's quite nice and subtle. I was going to put that one in the top, but I don't know if that does anything for it. So I'll set that aside. And where's my lid? Pop the lid back on. With this glue as well, you do get 3 fine nozzles which sit on the top there, and that one is clear, and I used it the other day and it left this all gunged up, but with a pin I could just pick it out and you could just roll it up, so it's still clear, because I thought if it's gunged up, no wonder they give you 3, but it worked really, really well. So I have actually got some of this, and I think it's $3.50 a tube. But I thought I'm going to try it out before I let anybody else have a go, because I need to know that it's good. Okay, so that's your pointy one. Oh, let's put him here. That's it. So I'll put him next there. So what I would do, I said, I would put a circle of felt on there, and where did I put? Get some brooch backs, or I came across these earlier. So these, you might want to wear it as a decoration in your hair, but even these ones are just like crocodile clips. So you could put that on the back, and what I would probably do is with my circle of felt, I would stitch that to the circle of felt first of all. So just do some over stitching, casting onto the felt, and then, yeah, that's what, or would I put, no, I perhaps put it over this one. No, I put it over this thin bit. And then you can put it in your hair. And the crocodile clip, no, I'd do it the other way thinking about it. Because you don't want, it's almost like crocodile teeth there. Little zigzag edge. But if you're using it as a brooch, to just clip it onto your top, doesn't really matter which way. I'm just thinking if you were wearing it in your hair, I think you'd want this part, the smooth part, to go on your hair. So that's what I would do with that. So next little bit, so the round one, it's amazing how they just come up that little bit different just by with the same shape. So I'm going to put some more thread on. You need to have enough thread, and as I say, I would use double most definitely. And let's just see if I can thread this. Oops, yep, first time. So where are we? So the end that I licked, I always make sure, if I were having single thread, I would always make sure I knotted that end, because if you knot the dry end, I mean on this occasion I'm putting them both together, but if you knot the dry end, you will find that the loose end, the short end, will catch or it will knot. So it's perhaps a little bit disgusting, but I usually do that. Okay, so similarly again here, but I'm only going to do 5. We are going around the curved edge. So needle in, and this is where my longer needle, most definitely, I could get about 3/4 of the way around on the longer needle. So this is nice and sharp. I imagine, I'm not too sure, but there are needles called sharps, and I imagine, and you do get them in differing lengths. So, as I say, I imagine that they are sharps, are sharp ones. but the longer the length and the finer the better, so that it just goes in and out of your fabric nice and easily. Oh, that one's worked out well. So again, I've got the thread starting, or the needle went into the top and came out at the top as well. So there's one. You haven't really got to think this time about, you haven't got any folds, so you haven't got to think about which side to start, because the fabric's the same on both sides, because it was one circle. In actual fact, what you could do is, if you made a circle into half the side was one colour and the other half, so it'd mean, even if you used, yes, I'm just thinking out loud here, if you put two circles together and drew a line across the middle, it wouldn't matter where, but across the diameter, and then, just like we do with half square triangles, if you stitched 1/4 inch to each side of the line, I know you'd end up with less than a circle, but I think you'd get a similar result. But you would have then a circle which has got one colour one side, and the way these edges fold up, you'd have a dual coloured flower, and I think that might look pretty nice. Okay, so I'm on at number 3, but these are easy enough to do when you are watching the TV, sitting and talking, because you haven't really got to think about it. I mean, I'm sitting talking here, and it really is quite therapeutic. So yes, let's just see if anybody's, oh, there's a few more bits. Oh, that's your homework. We like very much, how cute. Maybe tuck a few cake stamens behind the button. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a very good idea. And what's Pam saying there? Easy when you know how. Yes. Have missed you, we'll have to watch late. That's fine. This is something that is easily able to watch. As soon as you saw the first one, actually, you knew it's the folding that you need first of all. Oh, I've got 6 there, but I only want 5. No, I'm not folding in half. You see, I said how you can just sit, you don't have to think about it. You do have to think about it a little bit. I think because I'd done 6 for the other one, I thought I was doing 6 for this one. But no, I'm going to do 5 for this one. I think the rounded petals lend themselves to a 5. And quite often when you're arranging, whether it be flowers or say on a card or in a vase, odd numbers work well. So the 6 looks fine, but the 5 works, I think, just as well. So just put my needle in there, just one more. That one decided I wouldn't go the whole way. Oops, don't do a knot in there. I just accidentally went through my thread or the loop there. And I'm not unthreading that. Oh dear, that's it. Just pull that. I just want my end of my needle to go through there. That's better. Okay, pull that up. And what have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one. So, in at the top, 1/8 of an inch from the edge. The more even the stitches are, the better. But usually, it's a little bit like hand quilting. With hand quilting, it's better to get a few stitches on the needle rather than just try and go one in, one up all the time. But if you can get as many as you can, with quilting I wouldn't use a long needle though. They are usually shorts, or they call them quilting needles, but they are short. All right, no, I didn't want that with there. Let's just go. Don't want to spoil it right at the last minute. I want to be coming up. That's it. And you don't want to really put lots of little stitches in just to get the needle coming up. So again, pull it from where the knot was. Pull all those gathers up together. But be careful not to break your thread. You see how they're already gathering beautifully. Just pop it down there. Okay. And then the last one there. and just draw those up. Now again, as soon as I let go, it springs back a little bit, but I'm going to do exactly the same thing and hold that tightly so that I'm going to go back into the 2 there, just so that I can do an anchor stitch to stop it moving, and that's worked well. Okay, so now that hasn't spread out at all, and now I'm just going to pull that together, but I'll go up the pleat, up between a couple of the pleats at about the same level that I was doing the running stitch. Okay, and I'm just going to go into the side. It's just a case of pulling those together and stitching them together. Okay, so I'll go from the back. I'll do 2 or 3 because I don't want it to come apart. But we want those 2, I want those 2 to be side by side. So I just hold that and go into that pleat and up to the side of that one, because this will all be hidden, so it won't look unsightly. If we pull those together, and one more, so you don't want it to come undone, then I just put take a little stitch. I'll do this 3 times to get a secure knot. Where there's the loop, I will just put my thread through the loop, just make sure not too long a loop, otherwise it knots with an additional loop, and I'll do it once again. So when I pull it through, I'll actually pull it down to quite a small loop, because otherwise you see how the thread twists a bit, but I will pull that, and then you've got that's nice and strong. So again, we will just, where that knot is, I mean, I would do it in a contrasting colour, or coordinating thread actually, but we'll do it from this side. Oh no, we do it from there. That side's already started to curl up. So now you just put your finger in, so you've got the round edge there just coming up. Can you see? And then, oh, it's just this one here that doesn't. So we'll just make that come up and just press those down in the middle. So you just have to like preen them on where those pleats are. So you've got the little pleats in the middle. I think that's lovely. I did some a few years back, but I haven't done them for a little while. But as soon as you know the technique, that is quite pretty, isn't it? So again, I would just put a button in the centre there. I might use that one just make sure that knot, I should have done that knot on the other side, but perhaps we'll find just a slightly bigger button. Let's have a look. What could we have in there? No. I want something nicer really, but see, that's far too big, but that's the sort of one that would look good. Oh, that one's got a bit of glitzy around the... Oh, I might go with that. It's got a little bit of glitter around it, which is quite nice. We'll go with that. And then perhaps, I wonder if I've got a lilac one. If I had a lilac-y, no, it hides it too much. We'll just go with that little. So again, with my glue, could have perhaps been just a little bit bigger, but with my glue, just push that around the edge. Don't get it onto the pressing mat, and not too far out, because I say my button wasn't the biggest. Let's just see, it will work. So again, just splash the glue all over the back there. And then the other thing you could do, which I actually think would make it look lovely, I'm just thinking aloud again, is to pop little beads. So having put my button there, in fact I might do that overnight, to pop some little pearl beads around the outside, or some beautiful bees. It would actually hide my little knot there as well. So there is that one. Just seeing what, yeah, you see that is pretty firm. It's not quite dry, but that's pretty firm already. So just push those back. But there we are. There are our little flowers, just to show you how different, but from the same size circles, and just using a different fold. So this is folded twice, and this is just the once, to give you the pointy or the rounded edges. So let's see if we can come back again. Actually, what I might do is I'm going to bring it back round, because it's twinging my back, just so I'm just going to bring the whole stand back to my normal position and up a little. That's better. And move this. Oops, that's better. Oh, it's a bit too high. Down a little bit. That's better. That's better. Oh, that feels more normal now. Oh, no, that's tipping. There we are. Right, we're here. So now I can actually scroll this up so that I can see. Whoops. Can you use a glue gun? Yes, you could use a glue gun. The only thing I'd say with glue guns, they do get a little bit, you get a biggish blob, and, well, no, not necessarily. No, you can make it a smaller blob, but it does tend to go very hard and brittle. So it's fine if you're using these flowers just to say stick onto a wreath, and that was where it was going to stay, fine. But if you're using it for wearable, I would use a fabric glue like that one, because then it's washable as well. But you would, I don't know if you've used the hot glue guns before, but it does after a while become brittle, because I've used them and sometimes it will just snap off if it's you know, if you've been a bit tough with it. But otherwise, yeah, absolutely could. Lindsay says, the amount of things I spent on things like those hair accessories to match dance costumes. Oh yes, yes, you see, you could, because dead easy. And another use for all those scraps. Yeah, I mean, this these are, they're tiny, nearly matches me. What must they, they're probably about 2.5 inches across, and they're just a little bit bigger. There we go. Yeah, as I say, I had got some smaller ones. Oh, I thought that was my needle for a minute. Oh yes, I have, look. I was going to, because small ones could be quite delicate, but they're quite dinky all that way round. Yeah, so like that. And once folded, you see, I think that would be quite nice. So it's not too big. That is about, or just under 2 inches across the bottom. But yeah, give it a try. And as I say, the easier option is to die cut. Oh, they would be lovely to put on a child's dress. Also, to decorate the front of a bag. I did the Emma bag, the linen one, and I must, oh, I put it here. I don't know if the other type of flower is a Suffolk puff. I don't know if you've ever done one of those. It's not finished off yet because I just pulled the thread off of there because I wanted the needle. But this is a circle as well, and you stitch the whole way around the edge. So with this one, I would take a circle and you stitch the whole way around the edge and draw it up, and that's what you get. What are we all? Do you think I've got time just to, I think we have, I'll just do it here in the air. So this one, there's a few ways of doing this, but so I'm going to stitch. So I'm stitching on the wrong side, and I'm just going to go in again about 1/8 of an inch from the edge. Oops, let's go this way. Perhaps I'll turn my back to you like that so you can see. So I'm just stitching, and again, even stitches is good because that will give you even pleats all the way around. But can you see that? Don't take too long a stitch, because otherwise you will get high pleats in the centre. However, you don't want to take too small a stitch, because if you take very small stitches you will get lots of pleats in the centre, which means you will have a big hole in the centre. You will have a hole in the centre, but the two choices are, as I say, large stitches will give you big hills, big pleats, yeah, whereas small stitches will give you small pleats but too many of them. You know, it's something which you perhaps don't really think about until you've done it, but an even what would I say this is, an eighth of an inch to, it's not a quarter of an inch definitely, but between an eighth and 3/16 I think I would say. So I'm just going all the way around at the same distance, about an eighth of an inch from the edge, all the way around. I'm nearly there now. I hadn't thought about doing this. And then if you can, try and bring where the knot where I went in, come out there as well, just like I did with the other flowers. So then you just pop your finger in the middle and then just draw them up and draw it up again, and then you can preen those out. And here what I would do, so this, you see how they've all gone together, there's very little hole, evidence of a hole there, but this time keep the thread on and then just go down the middle. Alright, so you have got raw edges there, so there is an alternative way which I won't bore you with today, but just push those out. So I've taken the thread through the middle, which should be roughly the centre, and then I'll do 2 or 3 stitches or knots, 1, and this is not going to be seen either, so 2 and 3 for good measure, and just trim that off. Okay, so this is a Suffolk puff, and with Suffolk puffs, these are really pretty. You could stitch them all together, so you can have another one here and just join them with a little tacking stitch, and let's see what we can find, a nice, and then just a nice dinky little button in the middle, which I would sew this one. I wouldn't, you could glue it, but I'd actually sew that. But the other way, if you don't want to have that little, can you see you've got those raw edges? If you don't want raw edges in the middle, it will make it a little bit thicker, so there'll be another hole. What you do, and I'm not going to go the whole way through it, as you're stitching, you fold about an eighth of an inch over, like that, and then so as you're going, you just keep folding that raw edge in, and you stitch through both layers. Then when you draw it up, you've got neat ripples of fold, as opposed to those raw edges there. So it's just nice and neatly folded in the middle. And as I say, you will get a hole, but what is nice then is to pop a big bead in the middle, like a pearl of the coordinating colour, or any type of bead just in the centre, and I would probably glue that in actually. But yeah, that's just another one. So, oh, Jan's going to catch up later. Yep, lovely for a floral fabric wreath, I agree, Elaine. Decorate a lunch bag, yes. Oh, you like them then, Penny, if you think they're brilliant. And yeah, they do look good, and it's just a circle. They look so pretty, says Karen. My die cutting machine is going to be busy tonight. Yeah, and it's a great project. You know, when I say I don't go away that much, but when I do, I need to take something. So rather than English paper piecing, I can take these. I have got another little container where I have got lots of these Suffolk puffs. Yep. Oh, you love my button stash. You can go through my button stash, Bridget, any day. I think I've got about 6 drawers like that. I think Kate went through my button stash. I gave her a load as well. But and lots have gone on the ear savers. So yeah, nice flower for Christmas parcels. Yes, yes, they're poinsettia-like, aren't they? The pointy ones. So that would be quite good. Ah, Suzanne, oh, I've missed it. You've been sat in the garden. Don't worry, Suzanne. You can always watch later. And it's quite easy to pick up. Di, not sure I would have the patience like you. Oh, Di, it is quite... Look, I've sat there and done those and chatted. And I didn't go wrong today, did I? Which was quite good. I'm going to have a go at making some. Good on you, Mary. Why not? Yes, Suzanne, you're absolutely right. Die cutting machines are great for circles. And it's what I was saying. Oh, I showed the Suffolk Puff in a demo on her Chanda. I did, didn't I? And I think it was actually that one. Because that was going to go on to the Emma bag as well. But they're a nice little make, just to finish something off, yeah. Pollyanne's just finished a scrap bag with a lace dolly and 3 Suffolk Puffs and a button. Really pleased with it. Oh yes, what a lovely idea. I've got the Clover gadget to make those. Yes, now they're called Kanzashi, I think they're called. But yeah, Clover make these little gadgets to make all of these little flowers. And is it Kanzashi? I think it is. It's a strange name. I think it's Japanese. But they are little plastic moulded shapes. Mostly, I would say they're circular. But you just put a square of fabric into them and fold it. And there's little holes where you need to insert your needle and come up through the next one. So it gives you perfect even stitches for you to make the flowers. Oh, so yes, when you put the square in, because some of them are curved, you just trim all that around the edge of the plastic gadget. And then with your thread, you just go, I think it's numbered as well, so that you just put your thread in, your needle in, and pull it up where it says, and you can make lots of beautiful flowers. I think there's probably 8, 10, 12, and even butterflies. There's a little one that you can make butterflies with. So, and they have oval shaped ones as well. I only know because I used to order them for a craft shop near me. Chrissy, what did you do? You made a few in red with black button for Poppy Days. What a good idea. And sold them in the local charity shop and sent money off to Royal British Legion. Oh, well done. That's a really good idea. Oh, the second one, yes, was a bit quicker. Oh, thank you, Mary. Yes, I did. You did. Yes, Kate. Could you do them with a lace flower? Yeah. Yep, you could. I think there's others I would probably use with lace, with the lace fabric. Yeah, you could. You can do with strips of lace, you know, like lace ribbon, just by doing a running stitch along one of the edges and drawing it up, and then sort of folding it around. There's one of my strips. Yeah, so if you had like a strip and just did a running stitch all the way around, and then when you pulled it up, you could just twiddle it round and round and round and sort of splay it so that, I mean, there's flowers, there's lots of different flower ones you can do. But you see, I can make just a rose type one now, not with that bit sticking up, but just by folding, you know, that sort of effort, a bit shabby chic. But yeah, there's, I'll have to do another one on lots of different ones, because I've done quite a few. Oh, that's a Zoom meet. Yes, it is a Zoom meeting. Right, are we going to have to do this Zoom meeting? It won't be today or tomorrow. It'll have to be from the middle of the week onwards. Oh, but I've got to get all my stuff done, haven't I, for the next show as well. We'll see. We will definitely do one. Josie's done loads of Suffolk Puffs. I put bits of lace on some with buttons and some with beads. They're brilliant to do whilst watching the telly. Absolutely. Oh, Vera, never mind. You missed the demo, missed the beginning, we'll watch later. Absolutely fine, no problem at all. Right, so you know what I've got to do? I have got to get myself ready for tomorrow morning, haven't I? And as I've been cutting and doing other things, I've been thinking, what have I got for you? And I'll have lots of things for you, but I need to have a little reorganization, cut a few bits of fabric so I know how much I've got, and then be ready for 11 o'clock in the morning. So once again, thank you so much all of you for tuning in. It's been lovely having your company. I've enjoyed showing you this latest project, the fabric flowers. Again, I can't remember what I'm doing tomorrow, but it will be something different, I should imagine. But thanks very much. Stay safe and take care. Okay, so it decided to cut me off before I'd actually gone. But thank you for watching, everybody. There's always... Oh, thank you, Bridget. Yeah, let's do a Zoom meeting. Yes, please. Thank you so much. Yes, see you in the morning. Bye, everyone.